Hi, I'm Cameron Murphy, and my two objections, the way to handle them are to put off and indirect denial, and my closing strategy is a success story. How's it going, Mr. McDonald? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to come meet with me.
Of course, of course. Looking forward to it.
All right, okay. All right, so you were saying on the phone earlier that you had gone to UF?
Yes.
All right, I just graduated from UF a couple of years ago.
Congratulations. I wish that I could say a couple years ago too, but I'm starting to get a little bit older now. So that's why we're here today.
Oh, not too much older, not too much older.
How about them Gators in the Olympics though? That's been a talking point amongst me and all my old college buddies still.
Yeah, I was seeing something about how if we were an actual country, the Gator Nation, we'd be fifth in the medal contention. Now, I'm sure that's probably changed a little bit because, a couple more golds here, a couple more golds there. We might be up to third place, who knows?
Go Gators.
But I wanted to ask you a couple questions about your financial goals. What exactly it is that you're looking to achieve? What do you want to plan for?
Sure. Well,
what can I do for you?
I mean, like I said, I'm starting to get a little bit older, but I'm still very young. I'm, single man in Fort Lauderdale right now. The only thing I'm really spending my money on is a boat, and that's I don't know if you know or not, but boats are pretty big money pits. So I actually, plan on having a family one day, and really want to look towards investing so that I can provide my future family with financial security, especially in retirement as well. If I were to not make it to retirement or at some point, pass away, I want to make sure that my family's taken care of at the time of my death. So, it's not a fun thing to talk about, but it's something I definitely want to be prepared for.
Okay. All right. Well, I definitely know what you're talking about there with the whole boats being money pits.
Really?
Yeah, my dad had a boat and just always throwing money at it. It was a lot of fun though.
Yeah.
So I can't really blame him or you for keeping with the boat. So I'd like to tell you a little bit more about Robin Wolf and Associates and myself as one of their financial advisors. Would you mind if I proceeded to show you a little bit about
Yes, please do.
myself? Okay. All right. Well, Robin Wolf and Associates has been serving the South Florida area for over 25 years. We're really big into customer loyalty and service, and it's through our service that we develop that customer loyalty. We're also in good standing with the Better Business Bureau, so we're reliable. We're not in the business of trying to screw over our clients like some of the big banks are. We're here to serve you. We're here to take care of all your financial needs, without any ulterior motive. A little bit more about myself. This is my third year here at the firm. My main focus is on the Fort Lauderdale area, so I'm always here. You can always call me with any problems that you're having. Easy to reach. I'm a registered advisor. I've got my Florida 214 and 215, which allows me to sell life insurance and fixed annuities. And also my Series 6 allows me to sell mutual funds, variable annuities, and various types of insurance premiums. So, as you can see, I've got all the credentials necessary to be a financial advisor and to serve you well. Now, I've got what I think here would be a good choice for you for your investment options. Would you like to hear more about what I have in mind?
Yeah, please. I'm ready to hear what you got to say.
All right, fantastic. All right. I think that mutual funds would be one of the better options for you, and that is because it helps to reduce your risk through diversification. Now, the way that these funds are diversified is there's many different companies that the fund has a stake in, and all the different earnings of those companies comprise how well the fund has been doing. And they're all managed by seasoned professionals that have been doing this for a long time, and they have a great track record. And right here is an example of the diversification of one of our funds. These are the companies that we have the 10 largest stakes in, and those 10 stakes comprise 64.64% of the holdings for the fund. Okay. And now the other 50 funds comprise, or the other 50 holdings comprise 35.54%. So the other 50 companies make up a little bit more than a third of the entire fund. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that this reduced risk is perfect for a long-term investment. Would you possibly be interested in purchasing one of these diversified funds that we have?
I'm glad you actually mentioned mutual funds. That's something I've been personally looking into. I just don't know exactly so much about it as you probably do with all the licenses I just saw. But and diversified funds is definitely something that's really appealing to me, especially like what you said. I want to plan long term. I'm still very young. But I don't know about the fees. I feel like this is also something that I can kind of get done on my own.
Okay.
So that's really my main concern is how the fees work and whether or not it's worth your services.
Okay. All right. So you're curious as to whether or not the fees add enough value to it to be justified.
Indeed.
Okay. All right. Well, I've got a little chart a little bit later on that compares different rates of return with different fee schedules, and that should answer your question. So if you maybe want to hold off on that until a little bit later in the presentation, and I'll get that addressed for you.
Awesome.
Okay. All right. So would you like to move on now?
Yeah, please.
All right. Okay. A little bit more about this particular mutual fund. Over the last 15 years, it's had a 10% annual rate of return, and when you're getting 10% interest on your money, it doubles in 7 years. It's the old 7-10 rule of investing. Like, let's say if you were earning 7% instead of 10%, then it would take 10 years for your money to double instead of 7. Okay. Now, this hypothetical situation that I have lined up for you, which is a viable option and something that I would recommend you doing, is doing an initial investment of $25,000 and then $400 a month contribution for, let's say 20 years. And this is what it would look like on these graphs. On the left, that's you earning 10% with us. On the right, that's 7% with the competitors. So over this 20-year span, after putting the same amount of money in both these funds, that one's almost at $490,000, while this one's just a little bit over $310,000. So if we go ahead, that's almost a $179,000 difference. That's huge. That's huge. Now, that doesn't actually take fees into account, and interest is assumed to compound on a monthly rate. But in this next slide, I've got a little bit about the fees that I was telling you about earlier, a little value analysis with the fees. So here we go, we're examining different fee structures and return rates. And here you have your 10% annual return rate with us, and a 2% fee. With our other two competitors, you have lower interest rates for your rate of return and also lower fee rates. However, if you see, based upon the model that I've shown before, what your investment totals would be after 20 years, you're at $360,000, where the next closest one is at $288,000. That's once again, it's a world difference. So you get higher returns despite the higher fees. So do you feel that addresses your question earlier about whether or not it's worth it to pay the fees?
That definitely addresses the concern I had earlier. I definitely see how the increase in fee definitely has a significant increase in payout. So thank you for showing me that.
Okay, all right, fantastic. All right, so
maybe I can get a bigger boat.
maybe you can get a bigger boat. Now, one of the things I'd like to really tell you about here. Oh, also, let me pause. Do you have any other questions or possible objections about this fund? I mean, are you ready to purchase at this point in time?
You really did cover my my first concern, which is my main concern about the fees and whether or not I should be doing this on my own and save myself that money. But I'm also not sure. What if the wrong fund is chosen? Like by chance, I'm pretty sure you guys are great at your jobs, but if my money is put into the wrong fund, how I see a problem with that. So that's another concern I have, and I was worried if you could address that for me.
All right, so you're worried that you're possibly going to make the wrong choice here, and you may have buyer's remorse a few days later on and wish that you've done like a different fee, or not a different fee, but a different fund?
Yes, a different fund.
Okay,
that's correct.
All right. Well, that's really not a big issue here with Robin Wolf and Associates, because we have a guarantee that if you are unhappy and unsatisfied with a recent buying decision, within a week's time, we will go ahead and take care of all the costs that are associated with switching your money into a different account. So you don't have to worry at all about having any losses on your part. We cover the cost. We absorb all that stuff because we want to keep our customers happy and we want to keep them loyal. And if it wasn't for that, we probably wouldn't have been in business for 25 years. So does that address your question?
Yes, it does. It does.
Okay. All right.
I really appreciate
Actually,
it.
I wanna tell you a little story here. Okay, a certain client of ours, 15 years ago, came in and invested in the same fund. So these charts, this one on the left here, those are actually his results.
Really?
He's been getting
Wow.
that kind of money. So let's just say he's not worrying too much about his kids going to college. So another man just like
Yeah,
yourself,
wow.
he was younger, looking to save some money, looking to plan for the future, went this route, and as you can see, it's paid some dividends.
That's great.
All right, so would you now like to purchase?
Yes, I feel like I'm very comfortable with the plan you put in front of me, and yeah, I'd like to move forward and invest.
Okay, all right, fantastic. If I could get your signature right there on the paper.
All right, just sign and date it.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr.
Of
McDonald.
course,
Pleasure doing
appreciate
business
it.
with you.
It was a pleasure.